Okay, folks, Andrew Boltbros here. Well, I want to do a quick video on a very under the radar signing the Chargers had just yesterday coming out of rookie mini camp. Someone that was invited to camp apparently and earned himself a spot on this camp to continue to evaluate him further. Wide receiver Dalevon Campbell out of South Carolina. Pretty interesting story, guys. I think he could be an interesting player, interesting sleeper player. As we know, he's going to have to probably prove himself in special teams. But I think there's an interesting spot that I think he could fit within this team to add more value. So plenty to talk about, guys. Let's get into it. Okay, folks, as always, like and subscribe if you do enjoy the content. I'm Andrew Boltbros. So camp, we have a signing, and I did not expect this. I remember when I saw this on the X account for the Chargers, I'm like, oh man, who is this guy? This can't be real. Oh, they did sign him. Okay, interesting. So let's do a video on him. Happened right after James did the video on our fullback and undrafted free agent. We are going to be having more content coming your directions, boys and girls, just so you know. But pretty interesting story out of rookie minicamp. Again, Chargers signed Dalevon Campbell May 12th, so just yesterday, one day after the rookie minicamp, was 9th through the 11th in El Segundo. Campbell earned a spot as a tryout player, proving Jim Harbaugh's competitor welcome philosophy, inviting to camp and now on the roster. They did let Bucky Williams go. If you recall, he was undrafted free agent from Appalachian State. He had some injuries all last season, so they did let him go. We have a lot of centers right now on the roster, so it does make sense that we did let him walk. But Campbell's an interesting prospect because he's had a pretty interesting journey. He's a 6-year wide receiver, and he's really been through a lot. Now, I think there's always – I find this interesting about players, right? You go to different locations, and he was originally at Nevada, 2021, 3 seasons at Illinois, redshirting in 2019, and then in South Carolina in 2024, his final season. Over 60 games, he made 21 starts, totaling 88 catches for about 1,500 yards total and 3 touchdowns. So he didn't have a lot of consistency. Now, again, why wouldn't you get drafted? Well, you don't have a lot of stats. They can't really evaluate you properly. They can't really see what you can do. And he's been in 3 systems. So you might make the argument that he just doesn't quite fit, or maybe he doesn't have the work ethic, or who knows, right? Well, clearly he showed the work ethic with the Chargers at camp. So it's kind of interesting to see how that plays out. Now, he's a big dude. He's a big dude. And it's going to be important as to why I'm bringing this up here in a second. He's 6'4", 220 pounds. Yo, big guy. And again, he started in Nevada. And then, as I said, went to Illinois and finished in South Carolina. But again, interesting statistic, 26-yard per catch average in his final season at South Carolina. That's crazy, 26 yards per catch. So 12 receptions total for 313 yards. And that is very much deep threat ability. Having said that, again, South Carolina didn't have an amazing season, as we all know, but it just showed that he has the ability to stretch the field. That's a big part of what he does and what he is going to have to accomplish here to be part of the Chargers. So the question is, how does he fit within the Chargers? I'm going to talk more about that here in a second also. Again, with a 6'4" sturdy frame, he's the perfect type of, brand of football. 50-50 ball, could be a Mike Williams, heir apparent, which obviously, we got Trey Harris and we got Lad McConkey, we have Quentin Johnson, but he's a big body. And I think there's a lot to be said about this. Why the Chargers selected him. I'm going to make this very clear. I've already mentioned this before. Special teams, special teams, special teams, special teams. He's going to have to make special teams, and then he's going to have to prove himself as a wide receiver that's going to be growing into different positions. I think there's a lot to be said about that because, Ryan Ficken is so focused on special teams. He could be a gunner or some sort of person there for a perfect candidate for punt coverage or kickoff coverage. And that's really going to give him an opportunity to make the team. That's how Austin Eckler made the team, and you saw what he did. Interesting statistic, 30% of all the players in the NFL actually are undrafted free agents. So it is not a far-fetched idea that he could make a practice squad position and potentially make it onto this 53-man roster. Bottom line, again, competitors welcome. That's what Jim Harbaugh cares about. That's what he wants. So let's kind of break it down to where I think he might actually end up on this team. And I thought about this a lot as I was doing this, thinking through this video. Again, we got Ladd McConkey. We all know what he did last year. Trey Harris, round 2. I think he's going to be great. He's already looking really good out of rookie camp. Keandre Lambert-Smith, round 5. Haven't heard a whole lot about him out of rookie camp, but I think he's going to be fine. Obviously very fast. We recently re-signed Mike Williams. We got Quentin Johnson. We are pretty full. Guys, that's a pretty big wide receiver room and tall. Ladd McConkey is probably the smallest guy. We also got Dede too. I forgot about Dede. Dede's extremely fast, but he's also pretty small. So interesting to see what happens as well too. But I think that there's going to be a lot to be said about that wide receiver and how it plays out moving forward. Now, again, Keandre Lambert-Smith, Campbell is joining a room with Kyle Kennard. Kyle Kennard obviously played in South Carolina, edge rusher. And also we got Rocket, what's his last name? The running back, an undrafted free agent from South Carolina. So there are 2 of his other compadres from South Carolina that are joining this team. So pretty interesting to see him as well too. Now, what are the fans saying? Apparently, the fans on X are buzzing about this. They say, hey, man, he's a sleeper pickup. He's got freakish size and speed and combo. I do think there's a chance that, again, he fits in well because he's really what the Chargers want. Now, let me give you my little wrinkle, my little take. If he makes special teams, he's able to make it on special teams, I think he can actually become a backup slot tight end behind Oronde Gadsden. You all know we drafted Oronde Gadsden from Syracuse. They are almost exactly the same size. And I started thinking about it. I'm like, if he can become a better blocker, do a good job of being more that gadget slot type tight end, he could be a perfect fit for that role. Big bodies on the field, guys. And think about this. These are big dudes out there. You're not going to move them. And if you're a 180-pound soaking wet corner in the NFL, you're going to get pushed around by a dude this size. If he gets physical and starts knocking people around, that makes, guys, there's a lot to be said about that. So I just truly believe that there's a spot for everyone. And again, he's going to have to go out there and prove it clearly, right? But I do think that they're probably going to move him around, try him in different positions. Look, he clearly has the speed. He clearly has the size. Now they just need, the coaching staff needs to get him to the next level. And again, this is one of those guys that maybe that diamond in the rough that he just didn't quite have the right coaches, didn't have the right system, didn't quite stay out there enough. We'll see what happens. Anything can happen in the NFL, guys. And again, we all know that we have a great coaching staff here with the Chargers. So we'll see how it plays out. But as always, Andrew Bolt Bros, leave a comment down below for the algorithm. You guys all know we're going to give you more content here as well. As always, Andrew Bolt Bros. See you guys in the next one.
Hey, what's up? Cameron Dick here watching Bolt Bros podcast. Let's go.
Charged up, Bolt Bros on the night. LA Thunder in electric delight.